life that your ancient scriptural books make no mention of. Because they're written by goat herders in the deserts hundreds of years ago.
Made, and they talk about so many other.
It's irrelevant. It really is irrelevant. It really is completely and utterly irrelevant to modern day life in the 21st century.
How should you live your life?
By
what belief should you
by
have?
doing unto others as you wish to be done to yourself. That's the only morality you need. And show me one of the main Abrahamic monotheistic religions that has that sentiment as its main core. Do unto others as you wish to be done to yourself.
Does have, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
In the Quran.
Where does it say anything like that?
It does say in the Quran.
Come on, give us the quote.
I don't know the quote, but I've read it.
No. They divide. You're that religion, you're evil, you're that race, you're evil, you're that gender, you don't have the equal rights, you're that sexual orientation, you don't have rights to live. They divide. They divide. Yes, it is. Your book is full of it.
No.
So what does your book preach on homosexuality?
It doesn't agree with it.
Ah, right. So they divide. Your religion, like most all monotheistic Abrahamic religions, divide and sow hate between human beings of different natures. They sow hate and division. They do nothing for mankind.
That's why it's the fastest growing religion.
The fastest growing belief or non-belief is atheism. It's increasing massively around the entire world. 2001, 11% of the British population. 2011, 25% of the population. In a recent survey, 48% of the British population are non-believers. Theism is dying.
They're losing God.
Theism is dying.
They're losing God.
Yes.
What a disgrace.
And taking up Harry Potter. We don't need religion because it sows evil division.
It doesn't to
It
me.
does.
Not to me.
On the basis of race, on the basis of gender, on the basis of sexuality, it divides and it sows hate. Your book tells you not to take Jewish people as your friends. Your book tells you to kill the non-believers wherever you find them.
That's a lie.
It's black and white in your book.
That's a lie.
It's black and white in your book. Your problem is people are starting to educate themselves and read your evil scriptures and know what evil they contain.
So read it. That's good.
As the Bible does, as the Old Testament does. But at least Christianity has reformed. Islam, in my view, will never reform. Because you're holding it back in the desert, in the medieval ages of the desert. Christianity at least has reformed.
That's why
some of Judaism has reformed, not all of Judaism.
That's why it's divided so badly.
Why? What's divided?
Christianity is divided into...
Oh, and Islam isn't. Islam isn't. Shia, Sunni, come on, open your eyes.
Not as much.
We're not stupid.
Not as much as
Muslims are killing more Muslims today than Christians are killing Christians.
No, it's the West that
Look.
are killing Muslims.
Muslims are killing Muslims. The Muslims that are being murdered are being murdered by Muslims.
That's two sects.
Not by Christians.
But how many Christian sects do you have?
I would admit that Western foreign policy has caused most of the problems in the last decade.
Most of the problems, what? In Ukraine, in Tibet, in Taiwan, you know, where you're being very focused on one little area.
Yeah, I know that.
It's the same thing with the Christian religion, they split up.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as the Christians. Muslims are not divided as badly.
And Russia hasn't, and China hasn't. And Russia hasn't, and China hasn't.
Yeah, I know they're doing that.
The Romans didn't, and the Mongols didn't, and the Ottoman Empire didn't. Why aren't we holding Turkey to account for the Ottoman Empire? And so did the Romans, so did the Vikings, so did the Ottomans, so did the Chinese, so did the Soviets. Nothing unique to America. Maybe they're the more recent ones to have done that.
Power.
America is
Land of the free. Land of the free. Why do these stupid ancient religious nonsenses still exist today in the 21st century? When we have science, when we have technology, when we have artificial intelligence, when we have all these amazing... Which is why religion should be removed from all education, because you're 100% right. It starts in the education of the children. And no education, no schools schools should be allowed to have religious influence.
You shouldn't have Catholic schools.
No, absolutely not. You shouldn't have any faith-based schools whatsoever. Look at if you know anything about the history of this country, look at Northern Ireland. The hate that has existed for decades in Northern Ireland is because it was ingrained in the education. Catholic kids went to Catholic schools. Protestant kids went to Protestant schools. They were bred to hate one another. That is not the answer. So you keep faith completely out of education. Education is about education, not about religious indoctrination. So absolutely no Catholic schools.
That's a type of education as well. It lives among so many people.
Let your parents do it at home. Keep it out of the schoolroom, classroom.
I hope you succeed.
I hope I succeed as well.
It's a far cry. You'll be crying for it.
Crying for what?
Change.
Crying for change now. To get rid of this religious ancient indoctrination across our society.
Keep carrying on.
We will. But the biggest danger now is not Catholic schools. The biggest danger now is Islam. Absolutely. That's trying to influence this culture. That's trying to influence this society more than any other religion. The Sikhs aren't doing it. The Hindus aren't doing it. The Sikhs come here, integrate, live happily, sign up to the culture, sign up to the principles of this country. Why can't Islam do that?
Every country, there's people coming into Islam every day. Every single country, and it's rising.
And that's called two things: immigration and
they're
lack
stupid.
of birth control.
So they're stupid.
Immigration and lack of birth control. That's the only reason.
Do you know what I've heard?
Yeah,
that they're going to outbreed us.
Well, exactly. Look at the most common name of baby boys born in London is Mohammed. Has been for years. The facts are there.
That's what
Because they're lost in Christianity. They don't know the
We
truth.
don't need any of this shit.
Yeah.
Christianity or Islam or Judaism or anything else. We're successful without it. And we will be successful without it. Britain.
Britain as well. I'm British.
You are part of Britain, yeah.
I'm British.
Yes.
I've got a passport.
Yes. And what? I didn't say you weren't. I haven't even inferred you were. You are part of Britain. Of course you're part of Britain. Why wouldn't you be? Britain is great because of immigration. Britain has been reliant on immigrants coming from across the world to this country for centuries. Nothing wrong with immigration. Something wrong with high-scale Islamic immigration, but there is nothing wrong with immigration. At all.
Good luck.
British people are not a genetically pure race. Just look at our history. The Danes, the Picts, the Celts, the Romans, the Vikings, the Angles, the Saxons. You know, there's no such thing as genetic purity. We're all a mixture.
No, we come from Adam and Eve. Not
So you
Adam
say.
and Steve.
Was a bit of homophobia. I don't get that. Why is homophobia fine, absolutely fine and dandy? You can just spiel it out, make it into jokes, do whatever you want with it. But racism, bad. Islamophobia, whatever the fuck that is, bad. But you can be as blatantly homophobic as you choose. And apparently that's absolutely okay. And if you hang around here today, you will hear it all day long. Predominantly from Muslims, being blatantly homophobic, using disgusting homophobic terms all day long, and they're completely fine with that. But no, don't cross the line and say anything racist. Don't cross the line and say anything against their poor, bloody, thin-skinned religion, because they get very annoyed and angry and threatening and even violent now if you dare criticise their religion. But they'll stand there be blatantly homophobic, and they think that's okay. They don't realise in this country that is breaking the law, just like being racist is breaking the law. But you're quite happy to be homophobic, aren't you?
Did I say anything against gays?
Your little joke about not Adam and Steve was clearly showing what you're.
That's a nursery rhyme.
Not Adam and Steve is a nursery rhyme. No, it's not.
It's a nursery rhyme.
So you were taught Adam and Steve as a nursery rhyme in school.
My father taught me that.
Your father. See, there you go. Inherent indoctrination, fascist, divisive, hateful views. But it's okay when it comes to gays. Okay, that's okay.
A lot of description.
It's in the hierarchy of diversity. Sexual orientation is pretty damn low. Race is top, followed by religion. And Islam is trying to push Islamophobia, again, whatever the fuck that is, to the top.
When you hate
And trying to
Muslims.
conflate it as racism.
When you hate Muslims,
Criticise
and
Islam and you're branded a racist.
that's Islamophobia.
You can stand here and criticise Hinduism, Judaism, Sikhism, Christianity, Scientology, anything you choose, and no one will say you're racist. Only, again, the thin-skinned religion of Islam. And if you dare criticise it, racist, xenophobe, fascist, far right. It's the only religion that does it. Why is that? Because it's the most insecure of religions, which cannot handle, cannot stomach people criticising it. Yet so many of them come to the home of free speech, Speaker's Corner, and then get offended when they hear people ridiculing their religion or challenging their religion.
You can never ridicule.
So thin-skinned. Yet they come in their droves to the home of Speaker's Corner to get offended. You really couldn't make it up, could you?
I hope you stay here for long.
Sorry?
I hope you stay here for long.
What do you mean by that?
And carry on yapping.
Yapping at Speaker's Corner. Can you imagine? Yapping at Speaker's Corner. Funny, isn't it?
That's what you're doing. You're barking like a dog.
Barking like a dog. Barking, yapping. Anything? How else would you like to describe it?
That's 2 words. Barking and yapping.
Strange choice of words.
2 words. That's how I reckon.
Strange choice of
You're
words.
a dog or a yapping.
And I'm a dog. And I'm a dog now. 3 words. You want to add anything else? Why is your religion so vulnerable? So why do you get so, when I say you,
Yeah.
your fellow brothers that come to Speaker's
I
Corner,
don't speak for the others.
why
speak for
do you
myself.
come to Speaker's Corner and then get offended
I don't get
by
offended.
people? Well, you've just described me as a dog, as barking and yapping.
That's my description of you, yeah.
Why would you choose that description?
Because that's what you've been doing for the last 3 minutes.
What do you think people do at Speaker's Corner?
Well, not like you, mate.
How do they do it?
They do it different.
How do they do it different?
Very different.
How?
You'll see after. I'll explain later.
You'll explain me later. These almost sound like casual threats now, don't they, ladies and gentlemen? As he slides from foot to foot. You seem a bit full of energy.
I like what you say, innit? It winds me up.
Well, don't get wound up.
I love it though. I love
How can you be love being wound
I
up?
love it because it gives me energy.
Can't you get energy via any other source?
I get energy so many different ways.
Yeah.